tightening his straps. Where on his apron you saps. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. Cheese Me is on day release. Demon Sub tries not to crease. And Meanwhile's keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. Sometimes they're salty about the gaming biz, and nobody knows who Upworlder is. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time.
Rather than just rely on
Ambushed.
I have been stealthed.
Yeah, David just prattling on about Farming Simulator. I just thought, I know what I'll do.
Start the
live.
stream, drop me in it with the other half, you bastard.
Yeah, because he's talking about buying. I was like, oh, really? Really? Fucking brilliant. Right, let's get him muted in that window. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. We hope you had a good week since we saw you all last. Let's give a shout out to everybody who's already flapping away in the chat. Hello to Shakos and Sprues. Hello to Because of Ben Stroke, Crispin as we know him. Hello to Spam and Egg. That's David's other half, just in case anything gets a bit weird later and everybody's thinking, oh, that's a bit forward. Cheese Me. Hello, sir. Hope you all had a
Where
good week.
is the ring? Not fucking here.
Fucking hell. Poor old Dave and his ring.
Mate, you've just made that into a fucking meme, you idiot.
Excellent. Most excellent, everybody. Right, so, yeah, I've got my peach tea. Not peachy, but peach tea.
Oh, I've got a fruit one. Actually, that's a
Oh, I
point,
tell you what, we
What
tried
does
that apple and cinnamon you got from Aldi. Very nice.
Yeah,
Did like that. Very good.
I thought
Very, very soft on the palate. I like the lack of bitterness. Oh my god. Oh dear.
Look, I'm just not even
I
paying
did-
attention to
I have
I'm not-
broken nothing but glasses this week. I've had a bad week breaking glasses, but no promises have been broken. No pledges have been harmed in the making of
No,
this
because
stream.
your pledges have already been smashed to smithereens.
Leave it. Leave it.
No, because my ginger compatriot, you made a pledge at the beginning of the year and you
It's
lasted
not a
until
new
June.
game. It's not a new game.
Rune Quest, new game. Pike and Shot, new game.
No! God damn it!
Yes, because I wasn't allowed to back Kickstarters that delivered next year because guess what, Paul? New game. So you can't buy Pike and Shot this year going, well, it's a new game for next year, so it doesn't count.
Oh dear. Right, okay, so let's get on. If you're new here, over the next couple of hours, we'll be following our usual format. We will have a brief chat about what we're going to be working on tonight while we while we do the live stream, rather. I'm hoping to get some painting done. Then we will tell you briefly about what we got up to on Monday night, because it was quite good fun over at Gaming Club. There's a bit of news, but not a hell of a lot. I'm absolutely gutted because I thought in sort of place of the news tonight, I could do sort of an unboxing reveal of my Alien RPG Kickstarter pledge, which I have had a delivery notification for, because my wife messaged me at work and said, there's a big box for you here. And I'm like, yes, fucking Alien RPG, let's go! Come home, it's a box of coffee pods from Amazon.
Oh, your day went from fucking bad to worse.
Oh dear. So, is there a salt warning? No, this one should be relatively low on the sodium chloride content, cheese me.
You know, like the Met Office has weather advisories for like storms and things.
Yeah.
Right. Do we need one that is like how cold it is, i.e., therefore how much salt we're going to grit the roads with?
Oh, do you know what? That's a good idea. Do you know what? That's a genius idea for building into the thumbnails. A saltometer. We'll have to come up with a graphic.
A grit warning.
So yeah, sadly no RPG unboxing today. Just in case anybody, before everybody says no new games, just
Where's he run away to? Where's he run away to? That's what I want to know, boys and girls.
not new, okay? Not new. Already own it.
Oh, you had to go and physically prove it's not new. You bellend.
But all I have is the core rulebook. So obviously when the Kickstarter hit and it was like second edition rulebook, all of the stuff that I've not been able to get, like Colonial Marines, all of the adventures that they've previously printed, they're reprinting everything for Kickstarter backers. I was like, yeah, okay, just give me all the shit. Give me all the stuff I've missed out on. No, it does not. Edition updates do not change. We told them this, David. They're not listening. They're not listening.
I know they're not listening, but at least, I haven't broken my pledge. What I would like to add is the fact of the matter here is how many times have you played the Alien RPG, Paul? Is it a number less than 1?
That's all I'm saying.
Love you, dickhead.
Although it looks like it might make it to the table next year. Fingers crossed. I think the only I can't remember what the starter adventure is that I've got, because there is a adventure in the back of the core book. Chariot of the Gods, is it? Somebody remind me. So I do have a starter adventure to run. But I tell you one thing I don't have is the special dice. I never bought any of those, so we can't play it until we get the Kickstarter because I haven't got any of the fucking magic dice with the symbols on. Unless we use like a remapper grid like we did with Fallout. So do you want to go first with what you're working on? Have you given it some thunk? Do you know what you're doing?
I've given it some thunk.
Ooh.
Come on down, boys and girls.
Actually, I've just had a thought. There's
Focus.
something I could actually let the boys and girls know at home. There you go. Off you go. I'm just going to add a tab. Oh, she'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to go and add a tab to Firefox. You tell everybody what you're up to.
We're
Ooh,
finishing
like
these fuckers tonight.
Fuck me, that looks
we're
good.
We're going to paint beards, paint axe hafts, and some handles in the pre-show amble. So we got the red in that is part of this warband along with the blue-green. I'm going to get all these done and finished today. Hopefully, maybe we will see. Because then that is my torch and shield kind of done. Yeah, that's that. And then after that, I don't really know what I want to do.
You're going to finish that tonight?
I'm going to try and get as much done as I can. You got some dwarves. Yes, we do have dwarves without beards because they are female.
Lady dwarf.
We instead have lady dwarfs with dreadlocks under her hair, if I can find them. There we go. Focus, you whore. There we go. And then we have other lady dwarf with a big pointy glaive. All the other dwarves, however, are fully clad in beardage. So
nice.
We are good.
I love some of the colours. You're really going with the contrast and speed paint thing, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I like it.
Yes,
I like the colours. Is it mostly GW stuff?
Yes, it is.
I have to say, apart from the pots being shit, I do like their paint.
Yes, they are ones and zeros. Is it the lining on... I don't even know if that's fucking focusing enough. Is it the lining on the... No, it isn't. Fuck off. Whatever.
To be fair, you did flip one upside down, so the base pretty much gave it away because there was that characteristic texture. Yeah. I think somebody caught a glimpse of that as you were pulling one away from the camera.
That blue is blue-green from Vallejo, boys and girls.
Nice. That's not speed
really
paint.
Nice blue-green. That's not speed paint, but it is one coat coverage that we then attack with black wash.
Looks good.
So swings and roundabouts.
Really good. They do look good.
That's what I'm doing.
Right. So
and then I might do some building if I can't find anything that I want to do. Right, are we done with me?
Yep. I am painting this lot, or starting to paint this lot. So this is my Saga Irish warband. I did have the paint. I'm again going for speed paints on this lot. The only thing I might not do, I'm gonna mix it up. I'm not doing it all speed paint, but I'm gonna do speed paint on the clothes and the fabrics. Not actually for speed, but just because I don't want the colours to be too intense. Because obviously, with particularly like low cast medieval fabrics, they didn't have intense colours. That they only had that for like prestige garments. So I tried it on my Anglo-Saxons and it looked pretty cool. So I did actually have the flesh done, but unfortunately when I got these home from club on Monday night, dropped the box, and exploded these metal figures into 1,000 pieces. So by the time I'd finished,
Oh no, my man.
yeah, I literally dropped the Chinese food container they were in, and despite being packed with 3 layers of bubble wrap, there was that much white metal, it actually exploded the plastic container into parts and spilled the miniatures everywhere. So,
I was about to ask, did your box have a lid?
yeah, the box had a lid, it's just that the box disintegrated under the weight of the figures. Because there's so much white metal here. So basically, by the time I'd finished straightening all of the fucking javelins and reattaching the shields, everything was so scuffed and scraped, I just had to go and reprime the fucking lot. So I'm pretty much starting from scratch. But that's fine. Such is life. Life is said to try us. So that's what I'm cracking on with. And I guess, hello Damon. Yes, it is, mate. I'll be honest, I'm pretty good. I don't have, many instances of me binning shit
Hey, at least
on the floor.
At least yours exploded indoors, and you
Yeah.
didn't have to play fucking.
That's true. I didn't drop them on the driveway outside club. On the fucking concrete. Dropping boxes wearing the movement. That's true. Very true. So, what that brings us nicely to club, because at club this week we played our first game of
Saga.
Yeah, I haven't got a jingle like Tim's got, sadly. So yeah, we played our first game of Saga. Basically, my work pattern has changed. So David built a table because I came half an hour late to club. So we didn't use. I know that Saga's got rules for terrain and how much to put on the table in the rulebook, but we didn't use that. I just said to David, build a cool greenfield terrain table, and then we'll just at least we're ready to go when I finally turn up from work. So, as I say, it was just David scratch built something that we could just chuck miniatures on and play. We played 5 points of Anglo-Saxons versus 5 points of Irish. They are literally the plastic Anglo-Saxon Anglo-Dane box from Gripping Beast and the metal Irish Warband box from Gripping Beast. So there was no customization or whatever in either side. No optimization or what have you. We were literally just building. We were just literally just playing with what comes in the box. And I am so glad that we got this game to the table. After all,
I may now have a historical hard on, boys and girls.
Yeah. 25 years ago, my mate dropped a box of resin terrain down the stairs outside the back of Kellamore where the partisan used to be held. We still take. I love that. Nice one, David. So, yeah. I'd played 2 demonstration games of this previously, and I was pretty confident I was going to love this game. I thought the whole battle board stroke faction dice mechanic was cool as fuck. So I knew that there was that I knew what I was in for. This was your first ever game, wasn't it, mate?
Yes, it was my first ever
so
game.
what do you think?
And I will like it, but the one thing I will call right now, dice plus battle boards equals bullshit. Because I hate dice rolling games, boys and girls. And I mean dice rolling games for resolving actions or stuff more important than just rolling target number.
Yeah, you did get a bit tilted, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, again, it is what it is. I quite enjoyed it. I also like the mitigation that if you really struggling to roll dice, just put stuff into it. But the counterpoint is it then sticks in there and sticks for ages. Look at one of my battle board dice that had stayed there since my end of turn 1.
That's exactly what happened with that shooting reaction dice that I played, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that basically meant the game was a draw.
Yeah, I mean, the game was very close, ended a draw. Again, the thing that I enjoyed about the game, I don't think either of us played particularly smart, and we both made sort of like schoolboy errors.
I think I shouldn't have held the forest like I did in this picture here. But I tell you what was a genius play from me turn 1 was using my little squad of guys to just go murder hobo the half guard of yours as they ran across the crossroads.
Yeah, I put them in harm's way, and that gained you a lot of points very quickly early on, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't a very clever idea of mine.
Wasn't your finest of moments, was it?
No, it turned out to be a bad call. And the other thing that I did,
the Irish like to play in forests, but Paul decided to go towards the half of the map that didn't really contain any forests.
Yeah, the other thing I did was move those Hearthguard, my other unit of Hearthguard, into that swamp early on because I'd sort of boxed myself in with my other models and couldn't move. And then obviously it took me a lot of movement activation, dice activations to get out. That was a mistake, which, you know, hey ho. But yeah, overall we really enjoyed the game. The one thing that I think
much so I may already be looking at Spartans, Romans, and Vikings.
Yes, I noticed. Who was it? Damon said Age of Invasions is the best. David was looking at, is it Age of Hannibal? Which had all of those ancient
and
Greeks.
Age of Invasions and Age of Vikings, because in for a penny, in for a pound.
So you're basically looking at them all.
Yes.
But you can't get them this year because that would be a new game for you.
I don't even think I'm allowed them next year because I've said also I only want one new miniatures game.
Yeah.
Now this is the predicament. Do I go with one new line of miniatures and buy myself some Vikings that I could use in
Evening Taurus,
Saga and Pillage and other games, or do I go for one thing that is one thing only? Do I go for the multi-purpose, or do I go for the one thing and one thing only, boys and girls?
What, in terms of the miniatures?
That is the question. Why has this dwarf got pointy ears?
Dun dun.
This dwarf is not a dwarf. This dwarf is an elf in disguise. Genuinely, I'm going to fucking send you a picture on Discord so it's in high resolution so that the boys and girls at home can actually see. Because dun dun dun, this dwarf has pointy ears.
It must be the aesthetic they've decided to go with.
Where's the best place to send it to you, Paul? Discord?
Yes, mate. Yeah, you can do. There
you go.
Yeah, I shall have a look in but a moment.
Is it casually racist? That's the best way to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
racist elves.
Really good game. 6-turn game.
Somebody's just shouted out, evening JJ, well. Somebody's just shouted out, Shakos has said Alexander's not a very good one. Age of Alexander. It's too weird. So,
Okay.
just worth bearing in mind.
Now, the only thing, there is only one criticism to level at the studio behind Saga, because it's not Gripping Beast, is it? Gripping Beast just do it on license in the UK. The battle boards. Why, oh why, is there not a PDF of the battle boards without the dice on, so that I can have a look and see what factions are cool and what they do for list building, to see if I'm invested in the Phoenicians or the Greeks or the Romans or other countless other factions? Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Why do I have to invest the 30 quid into the book to then get my answer?
Studio Tomahawk. Thanks, Shakos. Yeah. I was blanking on who it is. So, to the strongest. Yes, yeah, but no, Shakos. Listen, David. What David said was, why don't they publish a list of the abilities, but perhaps with the dice symbols stripped off? Because obviously, even if you, because David's internet's dead again. He's back. Even if no, he's frozen. Let me check. No, he is there. The image is moving. Your internet's playing up, I think, mate. I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah, I get it, Taros. You don't want to put PDFs of the battle boards up as per, because like you say, nobody would buy the game. Once they're in circulation, they would be just fucking ripped off and spread around the internet. But it's like David said, you don't know what any of the factions do till you buy the books. So it's like, and it's like Shakos saying, Alexander's got some fucking weird rules where you've got like pike blocks armed with bows, and it just seems a little bit weird. Yes, that's the point.
Am I back? Am I stable?
Yes, you are. You buy the book and have all the factions.
Yeah, the point I was trying to make was just list faction.
I mean, a list of the factions is available
with the dice stripped though, so that I can at least have a look at what's what.
I mean, to be fair, or I don't know if this is out there. This might be out there. Is even if it describes roughly what the faction does by look and feel. So, like for example, if the Dark Age Irish, like ranged combat, and they like to hide in terrain, and they get bonuses when they're in terrain. The Anglo-Saxons like to play with large units of 10 plus models and have abilities to boost the effective size of model units, etc. So, do you know what I mean? I think giving people a lead on what the factions do is
that's all it needs to be, because again, right, I'm at a crossroads at the moment where I've got 3 different historicals that I would like to do. I want to have some classic Romans, I want to have some Vikings, and I want to have some Greeks and Persians, just because 300.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be controversial,
right?
but
each of those are in a different book at Gripping Beast. Would it not make more sense, if I'm getting into it, to look at which book probably serves me better?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yes, I have already looked at the Vitric sets for pillage, because this was the other thing that my comment earlier was about, was, well, do I just buy myself a Viking warband to play some pillage as well and have 2 games for the price of 1?
I'll be honest, that sounds to me like a smart move. Going for bang for your buck. I mean,
When have I ever
we've
done
got enough.
anything smart, Paul?
We've got enough highly specialized miniature collections. Try, and not only that, fucking hell. I think it would do both of us good to explore some historicals. I tell you what, you need to do as well: play more bolt action in 2026. Do you know
I've
what I
not played
mean?
any bolt action, so it's not exactly hard to play more bolt
Well,
action.
I just think that you
Yeah.
need to get in on the bolt action. I mean, you've played more flames than me, and what we need to do is I need to do my flames, you need to do your bolt action, and then we can. Because I think, I mean, again, I think we could both get into historicals. I mean, I was gonna say, somebody said. Isn't that Cheese Me says? Isn't that like doing your research for your favourite historic unit? I'm not. I don't want to say it, Cheese Me, but I've read online that the one criticism that Grognardi people level at Saga is it's not particularly historically accurate. I mean, I'm new to it, and I'm just repeating what I've heard, but I do. Is that fair?
You are the echo in the room.
Yeah,
You are the echo in the room.
for people who might know more, is it fair that while the game system might be good and I enjoy it, I shouldn't delude myself that it's particularly grounded in, historical
Realism.
accuracy? Yeah,
It's
yeah.
movie level accurate.
That's what I'd got. Yeah, and I'm not throwing any shade. And I went into this eyes open. I played the demo games, and I said, I love this fucking dice mechanic. I love this battle board management shit. And do you know what else I love about it? I love the way that the designers have said, hang on a minute, all of this battle board bollocks is really complicated. So do you know what we're going to do? Everything that goes on the table is going to be really simple. Because there's already a lot to get your head around without making that convoluted as well. And you can see the design intent.
Unless it comes to the scoring for the starter scenario that's in the book, because that is a bit complicated.
It is, but it's basically just kill points.
Only because you keep counting it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is basically kill points. Yeah, and I don't think when the guys designed the game, because I mean, again, there is like, just in the Age of Saga Vikings, the supplement I've got, the Age of Vikings one, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've got cultures and war bands that span almost 1,000 years in there. At least 700 years.
Yeah, you've got late Romans.
You've got from like
Saxons,
2 to 300 BC right through to like 850. No, 2 to 300 AD right through to 850 AD. From just reading the descriptions of the fucking factions in the rulebook, I'm like, some of these aren't exactly contemporary. Okay, so
Yeah.
my Carolingians kicking the shit out of my Irish. It's like, okay. Yeah. But as I say, that's not the point, is it? Still, let's move on.
Don't forget the Welsh. The Welsh were in the book.
The Welsh are in the book. See, this is the other thing that's fan-fucking-tastic before we move on. Just reading the book, as I was reading the book, I was like, this is so low effort. 40 quid and I could collect a warband, 5 or 6 points. There's literally nothing to stop me collecting every faction in this goddamn book. And some of the factions, the models could even do dual duty, and I could just switch the battle board out and the dice and just do different shit. I think it's such a good game system. I can see why people rave about it. I do think, and there's a potential. I think if you come at it from the point of view where you study your battle board and then deliberately buy the models that will give you the best return on your battle board and spend your 6 points optimally, that maybe it could be a bit fucking busted. But
Counterpoint, I don't necessarily think that that's a bad idea because, again, the playtime is next to fucking nothing, so you could get 2
exactly,
games in.
yeah, exactly, cheese me. Exactly, cheese me. Toros is not a fan of the battle boards. He's a bit like you then, mate, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, somebody here mentioned Village.
Yes, they did
And
mention
I have
pillage.
gone away and I have done some reading. Now, is Pillage any good? Is it worth a shot?
Feel free to respond, guys. I think pillage generally has received a very positive response from the community. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but isn't pillage a reworking or of a rule set that's already out there, or
Yeah,
a
it's
rule
French.
set?
It's a French. Pillage is the English translation for the French game, I believe.
Yeah, Shako
Very
says it's
different, but well
very
regarded.
different
Yeah, I
saga,
have
but
seen.
well regarded.
I have seen that. Obviously, it's more scenario driven of Europe, Viking warband raiding, and Anglo-Saxon church, etc. And it's the Anglo-Saxons turned out to defend the church, for example.
Okay. Is it what is it, D6?
Pass, don't know.
Has anyone played it?
Can't go wrong
Yeah.
with a single book that has all the stuff. Yeah, that is one criticism to level at what's it called? Saga. I know what I was thinking.
I think that means bit of an original pillage 20 years ago. I think Pig Wars is probably Pig. Are you saying that Pig Wars was like the proto game, and that pillage is the commercial rendering of that rule set? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, possibly he is. That's what he's saying. I mean, like I say, mate, maybe 2026 is the year. Although, to be fair, do you know what? We've got to be careful with this, because 2026 is becoming the year of everything, isn't it? RPGs, different scales, fucking historicals. Just
well, no. Hear me out on this.
Oh, okay.
It's
Apparently,
the year of the RPG because me and you want to do RPGs.
Yeah.
It's the year of different scales because you want to do different scales. I'm already content with the different scales that I have because I have Drop Zone Commander and I have Epic Warpath. It's the year of historicals because you want to do Flames at a historical with different scaling, and you're trying to bully me into doing Bolt Action and Saga come Pillage come whatever we pick it is.
Okay, then. That's me told.
So actually, I think, yes, you're putting more work upon yourself, but actually it's the year of just do whatever the fuck you want.
Just do what I like. 2 millimeters.
Fuck off,
2
Taurus,
2 millimeters.
doing...
Taros. Woof. 2 millimeters too small.
It's the part of the show that we have come to know as the latest salty blizzard of nerdy sorrow. More news than you can shake the salt at. More news than you can shake the salt at.
Right, let's do some news. So, first up, Peachy Tips did a Hard War video. I did watch it. Did you watch it, mate? I know
La
I
la
mentioned
la
it.
la 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 la.
It's sort of a combination. It's a typical Peachy video. Doesn't go super deep into the gameplay or the mechanics. He's basically just showing off the models more than anything. He does discuss some of the dice mechanic stuff. But yeah, it looks. Did you back it in the end?
No, because that would have meant that I broke my pledge.
Okay, but yeah, it's good. It looks a great game. We played it at UKGE. It's got to be
It is
done,
the
mate.
one that got away.
No,
It
he
is the one that
didn't
got
get away. We can buy it next year. Cheese me backed
Yeah, but
it.
I could have bought all the factions as STLs and then just printed everything.
Cheese me, you'll have to send me like your when you get your Kickstarter, you'll have to send me all the photos and do an unboxing and shit, and I can put it on as a news item. So David's got to sit through it. Fucking hell, that should be good.
Didn't realise you added cunt to your resume over the weekend.
So yeah, good video from Peachy. I do like his videos. Do you know what? I'm glad that I think he wrestled with turning his back on GW for a while, and I don't think he's regretted it, and I think his channel is just as successful. And I'm sure I've said it before, but do you know what? Go and give him some support, because he's a great advocate now for small games. Next piece of news, you wanted to share this, didn't you, mate? From the Arkham Files RPG
Yes. So
podcast.
in the vein of we're having an RPG next year, David has been listening to RPGs on his way to work. So I've been listening to the Arkham Files the past week. The first scenario has just tied up, which is the Mr. Corbett series that's on Spotify. Really well produced, really well edited. There's a nice amount of audio and visual or audio editing on the way through. The sound effects, car doors, the radio. Really
Is it
good
almost
bunch of guys.
is it done as a straight role play, or is it done more as a radio play?
I don't really. It's a role play. You can tell it's role playing.
Okay,
Again, the
right.
guys jump in and out of character.
Okay, no,
But at
okay
the
then.
same time, it has got elements of that radio play aspects to it because of the addition of the background noise and the
Right.
radio and like fucking the news announcers, bits and pieces that run in the background. Episodes are for anywhere just under an hour to about an hour and a half. If you like Arkham horror and Call of Cthulhu and just riding for the vibes, go give it a listen. It's well worth it. And they've been going since 2018. I think they've got like 7 or 8 seasons now.
Yeah, there is quite a bit up there to listen to. The only thing I will warn people is if you are somebody who plays Call of Cthulhu, obviously you might want to check with your keeper that he doesn't plan to run one of the scenarios that's up there, like Deadlight or whatever, because there are some real classics up there, which are sort of cornerstones of the Call of Cthulhu adventure canon, if you want to call it that. So as I say, make sure you check if you're in a current play group, because otherwise you will spoil yourself. Let me just finish painting this leg.
Take the David approach and listen to so many things and do so many things that your ADHD will mean that you will forget when you actually get round to playing the game.
Yeah, fucking goldfish moment. This was shared to me by Toros, I think. Shout out in the chat if whoever you are. Hello, Ewok. Good evening, sir.
Hang on, is that Ewok's first comment? Because if that's Ewok's first comment, Ewok, go out and come back, please.
Go out and come back in again. Sorry, wrong chat. We might have missed it.
Yeah, that is Ewok's first comment. Welcome to the wrong chat.
Dun dun. Da-la-la-la-la-la. Oh dear. So yes, this was sent to me. Now, do you know what? This is a video that I chime with entirely and I approve of. Miniature Landscape Hobbies is the guy, 8,000 subscribers. I don't know whether his delivery to camera is a parody or whether it's deliberate, but it's he's got probably one of the most lifeless wooden camera deliveries I've ever seen, and it's really extreme and noticeable. But this video, basically it's sort of a barracking of the old Instagram culture where people go doom scroll and then look at all these painted miniatures and then beat themselves up because theirs aren't the same. And what he does is basically say, just take a chill pill and remember that these images, particularly when they're from professional studios or artists, are probably all digitally retouched. Even if it's only contrast and lighting manipulation, you're probably not seeing a real photo. Given the fact that they're probably also photographed on high-end photographic gear before they're even retouched. Also, these miniatures might have thousands of hours of work in, just because they are literally eye candy and fucking advertising for, artists or whatever. And he goes on about equipment and, also intent. These models are for display. They're not play models. These people aren't painting these sort of things to play games with. The vast majority of them, they're playing to whip their cock out in social media and say, "Ooh, look how good I am."
Cheese Me has just attacked you in chat though. The old Instagram culture. What the fuck? It's not that
old. That's true. That is fucking true. Yeah. Old Facebook culture would be better, wouldn't it? Because that is old. I know because I use Facebook, so it has to be. Yeah. Shakos asks if fucking Ewok's various witty comments have just basically been eaten by YouTube, so he's given up, which is fair. Yeah, hives. So yeah, good video. And do you know what? If you're somebody who beats yourself up over your painting, doubly good video. Go and watch it. 4 Lies That Make You Think You're a Worse Painter Than You Really Are by Miniature Landscape Hobbies. Doesn't exactly trip off the tongue. But do you know what? Again, I totally respect somebody who just fucking puts a video title out like that. It's like, that's not going to grab anybody's attention. Doesn't matter. It's what the fucking video's about. If you got bored reading the title, I don't really care if you watch the video. So, the next one, okay, salt warning. The last one, well, not the last, but one. Lords of War, Games and Hobbies. So these are the Jay and I can't remember. Is it Steve, Jay and whatever? The 2 guys that run the.
You talk about them pretty much every week, and yet you still can't remember their fucking names. Just say it.
Because it's not relevant. Yeah, so the guys that run Lords of War Games and Hobbies in Canada. History lesson for everybody. That's it, Chris. Thank you very much. History lesson for everybody. I started off buying everything Kill Team. Kill Team! When the new edition launched, whatever they call it, the 2019 edition or whatever, and they switched to this new. They went away from being
delivery
it's
method.
40k with an injury mechanic and low model count to being its own game. Action points, unique, like you've got the counters for the are you in cover or exposed? I can't remember what the technical jargon is, but basically you can have models in two states of readiness, so they're either hidden or they're active. It was I played it and I was like, this is a fucking brilliant rule set. And I bought everything. And it got to the point with their fucking releases that I was having to reserve the Saturday morning on pre-release so that I could sit there, or even worse, I think I was working on a Saturday at the time, so I was having to get my mobile out and sit there fucking I think, you know, when they go live I've got to get my pre-order in because they're not distributing to anyone else and I've got to buy it from GW Direct. And I got sick of it, and then I missed out on one of the Gallo Dark release boxes. I think it was the one with the dwarves and the beastmen in it, the squats and the beastmen.
Leagues of Votan.
No, squats.
One. Yeah, I know the one you.
And I missed out on that, and I was fucking livid that they'd basically broken my run of it, and I went, I'm never buying anything Kill Team ever again, fuck you and die in the corner. And I thought, I've got all my old stuff, I'm just going to play that stuff, and I am not going to I'm not going to even I won't read news articles, I don't care, right? And then somebody, because I understand now that it's gone through another slight edition change. It's had another starter box with some flying models and shit. Like I say, I don't follow it anymore because they pissed me off. And to be fair, that I haven't bought any Games Workshop product since, either second-hand or new. Actually, that's not true. I have bought Underworld bands on eBay. Secondary market. But basically I was like, fuck off. And then I was talking to somebody on social media, I think, and somebody said, because I was saying, oh, do you know what, I still do love the rule set. And somebody said, oh, it's lots better now, you can get stuff really easy and they don't have problems, blah blah blah. Well, do you know what's all over the fucking internet at the moment? Salt. Apparently, there's been a new Kill Team release called fucking No Dead Silence or Dead Silence or something. And you know what? Everybody's shitting a brick because nobody can get the fucking thing because they only printed about 8. I am vindicated. I can't remember what it was. I was interacting with somebody, and they were saying like, "Oh, it's much better now." Oh shit, really? Okay, so what you're saying is, if I wanted to buy all the Kill Teams and get all the stuff, it's like, no. Bollocks, is it any different? It's exactly the same fucking game that it was. And do you know what? You can fuck off. If you do not want me to buy your game, just tell me. Don't buy this.
Is it sure it wasn't Matey at Partisan?
It might have been. It might have been somebody interacting at Partisan saying, oh yes, that's really, you can get stuff easy now. Fuck off. Fuck off. It's like, if you want your stuff to be exclusive, fucking, at least say that. At least be fucking honest. You know, say, this is exclusive and limited edition. Because then people who don't have a fucking obsession with your shithole, turd-burgling, bollock-brained company will just go elsewhere. Which is what the smart people should do. Oh, God, I get so angry at Games Workshop. God, I hate them.
Dude, I've never seen you this angry.
No, it's
What's
just
the matter? Who pissed in your cornflakes?
they fucking did. Right.
Well, no, because they did. You didn't have any cornflakes to piss in because this is GW, and you had 2.
Honestly, do you know what I mean? I do not fucking understand this company at all anymore. I mean, again, maybe I'm too old. Maybe I've been around too long. Um, it's just, it's just fuck off. And do you know what? I am not buying anything
wait.
from Games Workshop anymore, and I'm going to show you where my fucking money is going, because this company has absolutely just drained my wallet. So I told everybody, I think it was last week, TT Combat have released Chroma Carnivale. Fuck
Yeah.
me. So basically, there was my fingers got blisters typing, getting on the internet and blowing 230 quid on this Venetian quarter start set.
So instead, what you did was went back to the internet,
Well,
didn't you?
Unfortunately, it haunted my mind that although I'd got all of this, let's list it: Venetian Steps, Fisherman's Islet, Market Tower, Parking District, Gondola Service, Bridges, Casa de Lusso, and 2 foldable 3x3 maps. Even though I'd spent all of that money on that was absolutely amazing, look at what I didn't get. Casa Asimetrica, Casa Luna, Casa Georgia, Casa Sofia, Residential Landing, Palazzo Renata. So do you know what I did? I basically went in and bought everything that wasn't in that starter set, so I got basically one of everything, and spent another 203 of your Earth pounds. So that's
May I just ask? May I just ask? What are you doing with your original Carnivale terrain?
It's going with this shit.
Is it fucking finished yet?
It's about 70%.
Bullshit.
I've got all the base.
Bullshit.
I've got all the baseboards painted. I've got all of that fucking first building painted. I've got to do the chapel. I've got all the ships are assembled and painted brown. They just need to be dry brushed and washed. So
they're not done.
Well, no.
They're not done. How many ships is that? 4? 5?
3.
I thought there was more.
No, it was 3. And the crane. That terrain set was mostly baseboards, crane, ships, and then there's one of those. I think there's a couple of dockyard scattery bits.
Yeah. But is it finished?
It's 80%.
And you've got 400 quid's worth of chroma arriving at the end of the month.
But that only needs PVA.
And paint pen.
Why? I'm not doing the edges. Fuck that.
Do the edges.
No.
Do the edges.
No.
Do the edges.
No. So yeah, I think I've spent enough. I've spaffed enough on Carnivale Chroma.
So he's not edging, apparently.
No, I'm not edging.
Yes, somebody asked if we were enjoying the game. Who was it?
It has asking has Paul done his homework. That's very good. I like it. What were you saying, mate?
Yeah, Crispin was asking if we're enjoying Carnivale
Do you know what?
and the
Every
fact that
game we've
we're
played has
enjoying the
been
game.
fucking amazing.
Yes, we don't probably play it as much as we should.
No, but then again,
And I think the other part of this is it's a game actually me, you, and Spam can play together as well
yep,
at the weekends. As an alternative for club sessions. The only thing we don't like is the rulebook layout because it's fucking
yep,
all over the shop, isn't it?
yep.
And
I always find it
some of
really
it
difficult to
can
find things in that rule book.
be a bit, and it's a bit wacky with how it flips between its dice rolling modes, isn't it?
That's
1 minute you're rolling versus target number, next thing you're rolling versus your opponent. So your opponent rolls first and is looking for sevens to take away from your pool, and the working out the probabilities of that is a bit cunty.
It's not even working the probabilities of it out. It just is a little bit, the order of operations in the core dice mechanic is a little bit counterintuitive. Like with your opponent rolling first and setting you a penalty to your roll. The thing is, it's not that it's not a clever idea. It's because it's so unique, it's actually very difficult to remember the order of operations with shit. And also, like you've said, there's that case of, oh, hang on. So if it's a versus roll, I'm rolling against my opponent's stat. But if it's not, I'm just rolling and I need a 7. And it's just like, it's all a bit
Dude,
fiddly.
have you
Yeah.
seen what Taurus has just said?
What?
What about a Carnivale version of Cthulhu for an RPG?
Well, I'm just gonna say this. Actually, Carnivale is already a Cthulhu game. I don't know if Toros isn't aware.
It is a cosmic horror, isn't it?
It is a cosmic horror game. So obviously, integrating the sort of Cthulhu theme into Carnivale is already pretty much it's all been done for you. The idea of having Carnivale as an RPG, I mean, you could use pretty much any existing RPG system for the setting. It's probably got a little bit too much magic in it for something like Cthulhu Renee, to adapt one of the cock settings, because there's Call of Cthulhu Gaslight, there's Call of Cthulhu Romans or Ancients or whatever the hell it's called. Chaosium have done loads of reimaginings of the Cthulhu setting. But as I say, the fact that you've got...
Are you saying Chaosium have really imagined the full breadth and depth of cock?
They have, and they've put it in people's hands. Chaosium have put pretty much every type of cock in people's hands, I would say. I don't think there are many cocks Chaosium haven't, put out there.
They're a cock distributor. We're such fucking children.
Was there an RPG for Carnivale? I don't know.
I'll have a look in a second.
No!
Shit!
That does sound pretty fucking genius, though, if there was. To be fair, though, the game itself is it's very narrative and interactive, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
all of the missions, all of the scenarios that TT Combat write for it are normally a bit like Moonstone. They're written for two factions against each other. I mean, it does say you can play factions other than the ones we had recommend, but the story of this mission only makes sense in the context of these factions. So it's something that TT Combat have already, you know, got in the game. I know they didn't do the initial design; they bought it, but it isn't
Yeah, but they
something
bought
that
it
they've
off
changed.
Vesperon, didn't they?
A cock carnival. Fucking Ewoks one-liners. You have to hand it to blind prostitutes. Oh dear. Fucking hell.
Can't take him anywhere.
I don't know actually. Well, to be fair, in terms of Call of Cthulhu Futuristic Edition, isn't that sort of Delta Green? Delta Green is supposed to be modern and sci-fi Call of Cthulhu, isn't it? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm talking out of my ill-informed hat, as I am wont to do. I don't think, I'm not even sure who publishes Delta Green. I don't think it's a Chaosium rule set, is it? Or am I, again, wrong with that?
I don't know.
So yeah.
Anyway, my dude, it's time to be moving on.
Did you see what he did there? Did you see what he did there? Sweet moves. Right. So
Look,
should we get?
I am seamless and a consummate professional.
Yeah. Still moving on.
Why are you such a cunt?
Smart move. Boom boom. Yeah, modern day near future. Thank you, Cheese Me. I'm not as much of an ill-informed oaf as I thought I was. Jolly good. Right. Oh dear. Right. So let's get on to our main topic. We're gonna. I think we sort of telegraphed to everybody that we want to do a live stream where we discuss the aspects of wargaming mechanics with a bit of a broad brush, or wargaming concepts with a bit of a broad brush. And this week we thought we would tackle. We've already done a live stream on initiative and who goes first and that sort of thing. Do you know what? Actually, here's a thing. You can watch me do this live. I'm going to fucking put a link. Let me write a note in my notes. Put link to. I even created a playlist. Put link to initiative stream in description, because whenever we do one of these, it makes sense to get people or allow people to be directed to the other ones, does it not? That makes perfect sense.
Segue people and get people hooked on the sweet, sweet drugs that is Yellow Belly Tabletop.
Okay, Toros, Crossfire has the best movement system. I'm assuming you don't mean the plastic gun and ball bearing board game from the 1970s, do you? I'm assuming that there is a game called Crossfire. Does this mean I now have to fucking Google Crossfire?
So, boys and girls, movement as a topic, it's in everything, isn't it?
Fuck me. Carry on. I was just expletiving out loud.
Yeah, I know you were expletiving out loud and derailing me from my topic and my segue. The main idea of these videos is to basically go through the topics, as Paul was saying, with broad brush strokes, explain some overarching bits and pieces, say things we like and don't like about certain settings and or rules and or bits and pieces, and just have a bit of a discussion. Get you guys to interact with us, tell us about how Crossfire's got an amazing movement system or shit like that.
Ooh.
Um,
Do you know what? That does sound pretty unique. Taros has just posted. It's a World War II game. You just move from terrain piece to terrain piece. So
oh, so you're bound from cover to cover,
there you go. There's an article on it.
basically.
I will be doing some research after the show. Thanks for the heads up.
Yes.
I love stuff with unique features. So yes, let's start, mate, because obviously David and I discussed this. Let's start with our broad categorization of movement systems, because that's quite cool. We can comment on that Crossfire.
Yes. So last night we were saying in the pre-stream there are broadly 3 systems of movement within your war games. You have free movement, so you measure a distance in inches or fucking circle, square, triangle if you're GW, and you move said distance. And when you move said distance, you can do it in any direction.
Yeah.
You're not bounded by anything. The only thing you're kind of bounded by is terrain and the gaming environment and the gaming table.
Yeah. But as the name
discuss this
suggests,
more
you're
in a
free
bit.
to move in any direction, pretty much up to any distance as restricted by whatever statistic or parameter the game sets on your model, isn't it, mate?
Yes.
And I think it's fair to say that's probably the most common system.
Yes, I will say we did forget one, so this is possibly 4 systems.
Oh,
because
okay.
of Cheese Me's comment there. Dice rolling movement, random movement, Fat Lardy's games.
To be fair, I would put that under free movement because, again, the only thing you're rolling for is the amount you get. The fact that it's just fucking you like hold a tape measure and move that many inches, that's not different, is it? It's just that the number you get is randomized. So I would say I would give us a pass and say we didn't forget a whole category, but it falls into this category, just a bullshit version of it.
Because you're not in control of it and everything else. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
And to be fair, I will also explain why I think is bullshit, but we'll get to that later.
Second one on the list.
Somebody has already got ahead of you and said templated. Cheese me's there.
Yeah. So when we say templated, we are thinking Gaslands, we are thinking X-Wing, we are playing those kinds of games. So you have a silhouette that you put against the base of your figure, and move your figure along said template. You may stop at the end of the template. You may have to stop halfway because of collisions with terrain or other bits and pieces, but there are options.
Yep. And like
no, there is no PowerPoint for this, Cheese Me.
No, you're supposed to be taking your own notes now, children. This needs to be. Come on. Now we've entered higher education. Now we've entered higher education.
If I wanted random movement, I'll go to the pub and then I'll stagger home.
Oh dear. Yeah, so before we get that's template movement. I think David's pretty much nailed it, covered it. There's nothing much to say. Obviously I would say that this is pretty unusual as a movement system, and I think that's fair. We can probably all think of 2 or 3 games that use it, but it's not ubiquitous. This is not a common choice for movement within gaming. unless, and again, feel free to prove me wrong, and somebody list 20 games that use template-based movement. I think the main reason being that it's actually quite fiddly, and another drawback is it does require that the play surface be perfectly flat most of the time, which again, and this will feed into another thing we're going to talk about later. When your movement system starts to put restrictions on the other aspects of your game, it starts to heavily influence the themes that you put on your game. So, and the last one was, again, a bit of a contentious one.
Am I doing this or are you doing this?
You can do it, mate. You're doing a fantastic job.
Gridded movement, wasn't it, Paul?
Yeah, it was. And by grid, we don't just mean squares, but you can have a hexagonal
this is what I was just about to say.
Grid.
Some of you will stand there and argue.
You're breaking up a bit, mate. I don't know if you're Oh, your internet's gone. Speak to me. Are you back? No, he's gone. Everything's timing out. Oh, he's back. Hang on a minute. No.
What the fuck is up with this piece?
Hey, he's back. Right. While David tries to... No, he's gone. While David tries to fix his computer, yeah, gridded movement. So, some classic... Do you know what, Toros? I knew you were going to say that. And I have a confession to make here, right? I have been caught on the live stream saying, particularly in the context of my pike and shot epic Japanesey 10mm game thingy, my project for next year. Hello, welcome back.
Am I fucking back in the room?
You are back in the room. Have you got any idea what it is, or is your computer just being a shit?
No, my internet just randomly seems to dump out at about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night lately. It's really pissing me off. I'm going to fucking give Talk a bollocking shortly.
So I was just going to... Oh, Shakos, well done. I was just about to do the mea culpa. So I've been looking at medieval ancient rule sets to play the Sengoku period Japan, and a lot of them are grid-based. And I've been, I'm not sure about grid-based movement systems. I think they might be a bit shit. And then just as we were discussing this show and like what we were going to talk about, I realised I fucking love Dead Zone. And as Shakos, I believe, has already called out, Dead Zone is a grid-based movement game. So for somebody who doesn't like grid-based movement in war games, because I've said here on the channel before, the problem with all that grid-based movement is, are you playing a war game or are you playing a board game? Looking at you, Warhammer Underworlds, Blood Bowl, whatever.
Battletech.
I did not say that. Just
But I know you were thinking it deep down just to annoy the German that might watch later. Love you, Tim.
Love you, Tim. Yeah. Again, if I think about a lot of their miniature-based board games, Mythic Battles, Assassin's Creed, it's all based on... I mean, Mythic Battles is technically a grid. Oh, yeah, it's a grid of irregular pieces.
It's just
but it's still a grid
game, Rob. It's an area of grids rather than a true grid, isn't it?
I mean, to be fair, I haven't looked into it, but Crossfire might fit into this category because if it's like, well, you define areas of terrain and the only movement you make is from one zone to another zone, it's sort of like our version of gridded movement. There's a defined pattern and you can only move from zone to zone. The bits in between the zones are not defined and are not important.
Yeah. Worms, that is a good shout, Shakos, but Worms is a board game and not a miniatures game.
So I may have, as I say, I may have had an epiphany in preparing for this stream that like Toros rather, sorry Shakos, Toros, Toros, I might in a year or two be like Toros and say, do you know what? It's one of my favourite systems. And I'll tell you something. I am definitely going to go out of my way because I am buying Hi-Ho or Hey-Ho or however you pronounce it, the Japanese Wargames Atlantic. In fact, my wife has already bought me it for Christmas, so I will be getting the Wargames Atlantic bumper pack for Christmas. I will definitely be giving that rule set a try, even if it's just to see whether I can get into grid-based movement games and whether they're actually not as bad as I think they're going to be in my head. So yeah, but those are the three main types of movement systems that we thought of. If you could think of any more,
there is one I
go on.
wish to discuss.
Yeah.
And put in that it is a weird fucking hybrid.
Yeah.
Based on the argument we have just said.
Yeah, no, that's
and that
fair.
weird inbred hybrid is Armada and by token Black Seas.
Yes, because I believe they've got
from.
somebody who's played Black Seas will soon correct us if we're talking bollocks.
Where you move along a free movement corridor in a straight line with turning. So you get free movement and control of how much you're steering, but you don't get full control of it because similarly you've got turning and bits and pieces.
Yeah, you have a turning template. It does comprise elements of both, doesn't it? Like,
yeah,
with restricted turning and variable movement distance. Like, you know, it is very much a hybrid, and it's, I mean, again
I suppose like Crossfire could be an aspect of this, that it's gridded in that it's areas of terrain that you're bounding between.
True.
But it's free movement in choice of where you're going to.
True. I mean, again, without actually playing the game, we can't know for certain. But if you do think that Crossfire would fall under this hybrid category, then, you know,
shout it out.
Yeah, just shout it out. Tanks did it too, turning with templates, movement in a straight line. Interesting, cheese me.
Cheese me is unmoved.
Shakos we missed it in the chat, but Shakos was ahead of us talking about momentum-based systems being a hybrid. Well, good for you, Shakos. Excellent job, sir. Yeah, I know that Black Seas is a lot more fiddly, isn't it? Yeah. To be fair, there are advanced wind rules that restrict what templates you can select based on you facing into and against the wind in Armada, but I think a lot of people play with the basic bitch movement rules.
It gets us by perfectly serviceable at club, doesn't it?
Oh my god. I don't know if these guys are basically just trolling us with fucking like puns now. There seem to be lots of it's not going
well,
anywhere.
They did say they weren't moved.
Yeah, I know.
It's a bit
exactly.
Static,
so In
Well,
terms of
cheese me. It's interesting you say that because actually this probably should bring us on to our next topic.
okay,
With Armada does it really well. So Armada is this weird hybrid system, but similarly, there are flavor differences between your factions. You have the turning being affected by your speed. If you're Trident Realms, you have ores and engines that allow you to manipulate your turning and do an extra turn that you wouldn't necessarily be able to do normally. You've got glide mechanics to allow you to slow down or extend your movements slightly as you're going along, etc. There are elements of this within other games. We have 40k, where there's teleportation movement that builds into factions and how they play
oh, what you
against
mean,
each other.
like ignoring terrain, just
Yeah,
like
raids
moving
moving
through.
through terrain, ignoring terrain. Teleportation moves where you can just sort of bounce across the battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that sort of just placing your model randomly anywhere isn't. I mean, it's an exception to the movement, isn't it? It's not part of movement. What about some of the so like? What about we sort of discuss briefly the three categories and the strongest and the weakest aspect of each? Um, so for example, let me start. Oh, JJ said scenario or story movement. So movement that's different based on the scenario. Oh, I've got a good example of that actually. If people want to go back and watch our previous streams, I was talking about our Stalingrad game. They had a rule in there for the Germans where you had fuel points on your vehicles, and when your vehicles ran out of fuel, they couldn't move. I mean, it didn't affect the way the vehicles moved during the game. It just meant that you might have a limited number of moves you can
Well,
make.
again, Armada in a similar vein. The tourney game that me and Alex played, the drifting at the end of each round
Okay.
towards the end
Oh,
because of the wind direction.
I've just thought that Frostgrave scenario with the islands. It says during the movement phase, every boat has to drift 2 inches towards the fire because of the flow of the river.
I
So
don't
yeah,
know, mate, because we didn't play it.
no, we shut. Rude. um,
Am I
my
fucking wrong though?
look at this. Fucking, we're not getting anywhere here, are we? Oh my god.
It's an uphill battle.
People come for the puns. Right, free movement, strongest aspect. It gives you infinite
Full
control.
agency.
It gives you infinite control and agency about how you want to place your models on the table, which is a massive empowering thing to give a player. The downside, somebody's mentioned it in comments and chat already, it can lead to arguments because there's a lot of times in war games where knowing exactly where your models are and exactly which direction they're facing in, just saying infinity, is actually super crucial to how the rest of this action plays out. And if there's any fuzziness about did you move more than 6 inches there? Did you move less? Which model is that? Which way is that model facing? Is it facing that way or is it facing that way? So yeah, the trade-off is definitely you've got infinite freedom, but it can get really fucking fiddly in the execution unless everybody is sort of like gentleman's agreement. Let's not be too twatty about this. Let's just be sensible. Otherwise, it can get a bit brutal. What about template, mate? What would you say the strongest thing about template and the worst thing about template movement is?
The worst thing about template is the lack of agency.
Yeah. You're very
Once
much
you're
restricted. You've restricted literally, as the name suggests, by what templates you've got.
Yep. But the massive perk of it, everybody is on the same template. So you can read the fucking room, you can read the distances, and know if you're going to be mauled and or get away with it because you've just managed to steer and avoid or manipulate yourself around some terrain.
Yeah.
Gaslands templates, Toros.
Or X-Wing
Equivalent
miniatures
of.
game.
Yeah.
Do you know what? The other thing that I would say that comes with template movement is it's one
I am
of the
listening.
most thematic movement options that you can put in your game. Thinking about Wigs of Glory that Shakos mentioned.
Yes, the card-based movement that's in Wings of
Yeah.
Glory.
As soon as you start moving using these sort of like templated systems, it really starts to add a feel to your game that can really lean into, you know, an aesthetic you were going for. So just think about the games we've talked about. Armada, a naval game. Wings of Glory, an airplane game. X-Wing, a
X-Wing
dogfight
space
game in
fighting game.
space.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Gaslands, a car game. So the templating is sort of feeding into that, isn't it?
Yes. And Shako says it goes well with the pre-planning.
Yes. Yeah, that's really what you said. If you're somebody who likes to be able to anticipate what's happening, that's the strongest movement mechanic for that, because you know what your opponent's options are and you can just basically work it out. Well, he's not going to choose that because then he'll crash into that terrain. So that means he can only go this way or this
Go with
way.
these threes.
Do you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
I know
really gives
entirely
you
what you mean.
agency. And what about, grid movement?
Gridded.
I'd be
I tell you, the
honest.
biggest con of gridded movement
Yeah,
is the grid itself, because you have to have the asset with the grid printed onto it.
that's
Whether
pretty
that's
fair.
the mat for Blood Bowl
Yeah,
or the board for Mythic Battles,
yeah,
it is what it is. There
yeah.
are no two ways of getting around it.
I mean, I know that some historical players would play games that are on 12 by 12 boxes and they don't necessarily worry about having a gridded mat, but they obviously just say, which box is that in? Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure Toros can weigh in here.
Yeah.
I know that there are guys who do play historical games and they don't need a grid because they can work it out. But I think David's comment's fair. If your grid is anything other than just fucking massive,
No, it's not Shakos. Gilball is not template.
yeah, Guildball's free movement, isn't it?
Gilball's free movement.
Unless
Just
they've
done in
changed it.
steps.
But I do think that David is generally right. If you're gonna have any kind of grid to move all your miniatures on, having it marked out on the table is pretty much the only way not to end up in a load of arguments.
Yeah, Toros says people are marking out the grid with tufts and bits and pieces.
Yeah, you probably want to be doing it. The biggest strength, I'm not going to say the only strength. The biggest strength, I think, for gridded movement, and I'm going to take this from my experience of Dead Zone, is how absolutely unambiguous it is and how quick it is. It's
Yeah,
like,
you count in squares and
yeah,
moving things across squares.
yeah. So I'm going to move into this zone. Okay, I'm in this zone. There's a piece of terrain in this zone. I'm, it's like, where are you? I'm there. Oh, okay. Are
Yeah,
you in cover?
Taros, it's
Yes. It's
it
sort of
stops
like,
any and
it's,
all arguments.
yeah, yeah, it definitely is. It's black and it's white and it's ones and it's zeros. It's just so binary. Um,
Yeah,
and that abstraction just, it's like on Mythic Battles when you're talking about whether zones are full and can people attack in or attack out. It just helps to resolve a lot of other arguments and problems, doesn't it?
yeah.
So that's fair. We've given one up and one down of each. Talking of one up and one down, shall we talk about some other types of movement?
Oh,
So,
I see what you did there. So we're going to segue into climbing this tree, are we?
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, the thing with war games is, again, when you start to separate a war game from a board game, I think one of the things that does separate the war games from board games for me is the complexity of the movement. If you're moving on a grid of squares and there's no verticality, no facing, no turning, do you know what I mean? If none of that matters, then you're starting to get a bit into board game territory for me. Call me wrong,
Yes.
but I think one of the things that really does apply to war games is that um, movement can have verticality is a huge one. Let's just talk about that. So, like, a lot of war games have special rules for climbing up things or falling down things. Like, we've talked about it tonight already, Carnivale.
Yeah, climbing up buildings in Carnivale is huge.
It is,
How you
yeah,
take and interact with the terrain in the build up and the run up to it, then scaling the wall, getting to different floors, getting to different levels. It's a huge part of the game. It's a huge part of the system. It's a huge part of the setting to make you feel like you are in Venice, the
yeah.
city of, and climbing around and scaling all of these buildings.
It's to
In the
recreate
meantime, you
that
can
parkour feel, isn't it? I mean, to be
yes, yeah,
fair,
that Assassin's Creed vibe of ridge running along roofs and
yeah.
then jumping the gaps and then along and across the next gap
I mean,
and move and having that, like you
Infinity,
say, the
I was just going to say, Infinity very much does use verticality and that sort of thing in its movement rules. But the difference between Carnivale and Infinity, I think, is that Carnivale actually includes a dice mechanic, doesn't it? For your climb tests,
yes,
and you have to get so many inches or you don't make it up. Um, Whereas Infinity, it's like I'll take the long action climb, move vertically, or I've got super jump or whatever, or so climbing plus. I'll
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
so it's all a bit more abstracted, and you don't need to roll dice most of the time. But
But in a similar vein,
both games do have a lot of verticality in them, don't they?
yes, and
Um,
then in a similar vein, Carnivale, Frostgrave, you've got these fights happening on rooftops, and you can throw your opponents off the rooftop to
yeah,
either aid your combat going forwards. And again, the falling mechanics, and yes, there's an impact on that onto the health of the miniature and that kind of thing, and damage resolution, which is another topic even in of itself. But again, Carnivale has that. Are you throwing them off into water? Are you throwing them into
yeah,
um down onto the concrete?
yeah,
It matters. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
It matters
Similarly,
massively.
flying is a thing within games. Certain models have fly.
Most
They
war
can
games
ignore the
incorporate
intervening
rules for
terrain
flying,
and
don't they?
climbing. Yeah.
Yep. Um,
Jump,
I mean,
jumping up and across stuff. Well, I've got fly, so I don't worry about the test, because if I fail it, I'm floating down to the ground.
again, the thing about vertical movement is that there are lots of different ways to approach it. It doesn't necessarily always have to be super fucking granular.
No.
Sometimes it can be quite abstract and quite, do you know what I mean, hand wavy. But I
Well,
think it is one of those
some of the best
things
ones
that
we've had with
most wargame designers will need to consider it at some point.
yeah.
So, what about what else do we have on our notes here? Another thing that we had on our list was facing, and because not only because we've already talked about how direction can be an aspect of movement in some systems but not others. So like in a free movement system like bolt action, it doesn't matter which direction your models are facing. They can just run backwards, run sideways. They can just turn to face any direction and off they fuck. But because that's a thing in one game system, it doesn't necessarily apply to every game system.
Well, again, on this note, you've got games where you're facing matters.
Template games, it's almost. I can't think of a template game where you're facing doesn't matter. It sort of comes with the territory, doesn't it? It is what it's huge.
Where you can place your template, where you can move, etc., out the front or the back of the vehicle. You can't just avoid by stepping sideways, etc.
Yeah.
But you also have free movement games where facing matters, not because of how it interacts with the movement rules of the game, but because of how it interacts with other elements of the game.
Yeah.
ARO reactions in Infinity is the biggest example I can think of here. If you fuck up in your movement phase and look towards the wrong wall, you will get stabbed in the back because you have no ARO reaction opportunity.
Yeah, particularly if the thing that's stalking you has got stealth and stops you actually turning to face when you get engaged or as you get approached. The other one, mate, the one that we mentioned last night was rank and flank games. You know, like you say, because you're not because you see again, this is something else that is quite flexible within war games, but in what we would call rank and flank war games, the actual unit of models is the model almost. The models do not act independently; they act en masse, and because they are a big mass,
and that is the point of it.
Yeah, that is the whole point of these game systems, basically. Because they act en masse, they have, the direction they are facing matters. It will affect the way they move. It will affect what they can see. And like David said, it will affect the combat resolution. Because if this block of troops gets attacked in the back, they ain't going to like it. It's going to have an impact on loads of different aspects of the game, not just the movement.
Yeah.
What else I'm trying to think of other aspects of facing. Template games, rank and flank. I mean, the other thing with facing is, like you said, feeding into line of sight. But to be fair, that is probably a topic for another day. One of the
because again, I'll tell you the other thing so this is a game where facing doesn't matter.
Yep.
But center to center does.
Okay, go on.
So both Fallout Wasteland Warfare and Drop Zone Commander are free movement games.
Yep.
Both of them assume you have a 360 arc of fire. How you determine cover, which is another mechanic, is done on measuring model center to center versus the entire model base being used for visibility.
Okay, yeah.
So if center to center there is no terrain interaction, you don't get cover, even if half of your model is obscured,
Yeah.
because center to center you have no blocking line of sight.
Yeah, yeah.
So again, that in the movement phase, because the movement phase and that particular rules interaction impacts the rest of the phase and the rest of the round and the rest of the activations you are taking, you have to consider it as you're doing it.
The other thing,
Similarly, building elevations in drop zone for center
yeah,
to
for
center distance.
affecting your visibility to flyers, because this is what I was just thinking. What you're talking about is another example of where the movement rules impact the other aspects of the game. Because let's take your conversation about walking, like drawing line of sight center to center, etc. In a game system that doesn't have totally free movement, those sort
Yeah,
of line of sight rules become redundant bollocks. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Because unless you have that granularity of movement where you can say, I really need to obscure my miniature by at least 50%, or I
get
need
the
to
center
block
hidden
my...
behind a corner.
Exactly. At that point, you do you know what I mean? You've got the whole thing
Yeah,
becomes an organic, line of sight rules will depend on your movement mechanics. Your movement mechanics will influence your combat mechanics, and everything feeds into everything else organically. And one of the first things that you'll spot about a shit game is when this hasn't been done. When one of the things that I always find super fucking jarring in a game is when it seems in certain aspects the designer has gone for a really crunchy, granular, you know,
yeah.
gritty game system, and then aspects of it are a bit fucking hand wavy and waffly, and you're just like,
Yes.
I, no, that that
The
doesn't
two
work.
don't kind of work together. No.
um. So yeah, another thing that I thought about was we need to talk about terrain, because one of the other things that's absolutely universal for war games and more than board games is that the other element that is common to every single war game ever made, he said, running the risk that he gets bombarded by people saying you're wrong on the internet, is terrain, right?
Yeah.
Even naval games play with things like shorelines, sandbars, fog banks.
Even
Fog
under
bank is a terrain piece,
even Underworlds has terrain.
and that is a board game.
That no, but they are obscured hexes, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
still terrain.
yeah.
It's still terrain.
Um, but the point I was trying to make was your movement rules have to interact with that terrain, and that leads to all
Yes.
sorts of complexity, don't it, mate? Um,
Yes.
some games have got quite elegant systems. I tell you what, this is a good time to sing Saga's praises. I like the way that Saga basically it's a bit like 40k 8th, I think it was, or 9th edition, where it breaks terrain down with keywords. So like things have, if it's uneven ground, it that can describe everything from a fucking wood to a rocky scree slope to a beach. But then
Yeah.
a wood would also have height, which a scree slope and a sandy beach don't. So it's like they break it down into properties or parameters, which is quite a good way of doing it. Malifaux does a similar thing. At least it did in 3rd edition. I'm not really up on 4th yet, where you had,
Flames does
terrain
as
has a
well.
height.
Flames has its entire table.
Flames has quite a
Of
good little table, doesn't it?
yeah.
Where it breaks down. Do you know what's great about?
Because again,
Here's a thing.
the beauty of Flames as well is the fact that it will say like, oh, this is movable. You can move through this if you're infantry, but if you're a vehicle, you've got to go round it because it's too dangerous, kind of thing as well.
The other thing that I
which is
will
quite cool.
say that Flames does really well. So the thing about games like Flames and Saga is I do think it's a bit easier for them than it is for, say, something like 40k or Infinity. Because the thing with a game that's grounded in our reality is that there probably are
Yes.
only so many different types of terrain you would ever want to describe. You know what I mean? Whereas
Yeah, I know.
once you start entering the fantastical far future where you can be on any planet in the galaxy, actually having a table that lists every possible variation of terrain starts to become a little bit untenable. Because
Yeah, but you've got some of them in fucking. You've got some of it in some of the rank and flanks as well have terrain tables. I know they're more grounded and more realist. It's more based on realism, but we're still playing a fantasy game. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
We're still not. We can still be fighting in the fucking chaos pits of Mordor or whatever, depending upon the situation at hand.
yeah, but
Jackass, there is terrain in space. It's all discarded fucking rocket boosters.
it's all
So
Elon Musk's old satellites. Um, what was I going to say? Yeah, but I mean, one of the things I do love about the Flames of War terrain table is that everything's listed in it. Do you know what I mean? And I
yes,
was just saying that it is easier. I understand why a system like Flames of War could list everything because your
again,
options
like you
and
say, if
parameters aren't necessarily as
yeah,
wide.
if you got a rank and flank and fantasy game where it's slightly more grounded than Far Future and whatever, um, you could again. There's ways of doing it without having to list it out in a table saying
No.
fields are low soft cover that are passable by infantry and vehicles. Bocage is tall, heavy cover that is
Yeah.
impassable by vehicles, but troops can pass through it. You could have just keyword soup and you stack the keywords on those terrain pieces.
To be fair, this is one of the issues that games like Infinity run into. The problem with
Yeah.
Infinity's terrain rules is that they are super complicated and technical. And although they can give you examples, when it comes to actually defining your own terrain, it gets a little bit messy. So, like, they've got like
Yeah.
limited visibility zones and
Yes, I know what you
fucking
mean.
0G zones and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I mean, it does work and it works in the context of the game, but it's not easy and it's not fucking intuitive at all. I think
Yeah,
is
and it's all
fair.
a little bit backwards, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely requires a certain amount of brain power to manage it. Um, which I think elegant games can sometimes get around. Um, but yeah, having again, there's a million different ways that terrain can affect movement. The one thing I think that's probably true is that template games struggle with terrain, which is why thematically they tend to be games where you want to keep terrain to a very
Yeah, you
low
minimize the
amount.
amount of terrain that's on it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And again, we're talking about this idea of every game, every aspect of a game feeds into every other aspect of the game. If you're going for
Again,
templated movement, why? Because again, then when you're saying, well, why are we playing on this bare, barren, flat plane? What is it about our game that describes this? Do you know what I mean? Why is it like this? Because if it's like
yes.
you know what I mean? This is where theme starts to become your friend, because it's like, well, obviously it's the ocean or it's the sky. It's like there is nothing
Yeah.
out here. At least nothing
Actually,
complicated or crowded.
that's probably one of the best renditions we ever saw of a template game that utilized terrain rules as well, wasn't it?
What was that?
And actually played on a busier board. Ironclads. With that Mars board that we played on at Expo.
Yeah. Did that have templates, or was that measurement sticks?
I
think it
that was.
Didn't it have like?
It was
Wasn't
a
it sort of an
hybrid. I
Armada
think it was a
style hybrid, where it was
Yeah,
like
I
you
think
had a
it was a
number of
hybrid.
45-degree moves or something?
Or 60, wasn't it? Because they were on hexes.
Yeah, I think it had like a turn template, and then like you measured your distance. But don't quote me on this. It's just, this is what I sort of remember in my head. I do remember enjoying it though. The best thing about that
I'm just
game for me
looking.
was the planning phase when you were putting down the activation tokens. I liked that.
Yes.
It was very clever. And I seem to remember facing was important in that game, as it often is for template-based games. Or at least games with restricted turning. You're just trying to have a look. We've got 5 minutes left. I think we've pretty much covered everything we wanted to cover. We didn't necessarily mention how movement can be separated into different parts of a turn, or different... Because again, do you have your movement in a dedicated movement phase? Or do you put your movement in with an individual's model activation?
Yes.
Again, you know, a lot of the I go, you go games.
I may have found it. Bear with me.
Go on, you found it. Put us out of our misery.
And I think they've gone 3D printed only now as well. Yeah, they have. Triple Ace Games are the place that does it. Triple Ace Games.
There's David's dwarf with his pointy ears before we go.
Oh, are we analysing my dwarf?
Yeah, I've stuck him up on screen so people can see the source of your ire. Have you worked out yet what the movement system was?
No, I can't. But yes, it is now basically, mate, all 3D printable.
So that's the rabbit hole you disappeared down. Hang on a minute. 3D printing? What? What's this? What wizardry is this?
You can get German, American, and British. 4 boats is a tenner for the STLs.
It's total heresy. Shakos.
What's that? Is somebody complaining about ones and zeros?
No, they're saying that's not a dwarf.
Somebody's complaining about the dwarf.
Apparently that's not a dwarf. That's a battleship. I think that's how the movie quote goes.
Yeah, quick start rules are free.
Welcome to David's world. One click on Google and we've lost him.
Reference material for fighting battles in all of the solar system points. God damn it, Triple Ace! Why did you do this to me?
Don't forget you're live on the internet, mate, because this might be a new game situation. This might be a new game
I'm
situation.
not buying it right now. I'm not buying it right now.
Just careful. Just reminding you. So yes,
I am, however, looking because they have a role-playing game AAA Stu called Leagues of Cthulhu.
okay. What's that all about then? Is that
Um,
like League of
based on
Extraordinary Gentlemen, but Cthulhu?
based on the Leagues of Adventure, which is like Leagues of Adventure is a role-playing game set in the late Victorian age.
Yeah.
Gritty steampunk with pulp action.
So basically, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen meets Cthulhu, by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
Shakos.
that's pretty boring.
We only played a demo game, Shakos. You're stretching. You're stretching that one to breaking point. That is never gonna fly.
Technically, that also means Malediction is completely free because we've played a demo game of it.
Yeah.
Marvel Crisis Protocol I can get into because I've played a demo game of it. Saga I can get into.
Yeah, I was going to say
the demo game of it. Let's not open that can of worms, Shakos.
The doors have been thrown wide open with that one, mate.
Fucking horse is bolted and is 3/4 on the way to Spam's house at the moment.
Yeah, so no, that's a not happening right now. That one's for laters. So yeah,
Not in a month of fucking Sundays.
I'm just about done.
I've been fucking told.
Oh dear. Do you know what? It's nice to have you here to clarify these matters, Spam.
Right. Would you like to come down to
down.
Come on down, boys and girls.
Come on down. Video Ninja David. Turn that off. Turn that off.
Him because he is the guy we have already painted. But boys and girls, other than applying wash, the gang is done.
That's pretty good. You made good progress there, matey.
I've just got the torch to paint because flame. But I want to do that after I've washed and everything to make sure it stays nice and clean. So yeah, we got the beards all painted in, all that kind of stuff. So now we just got to do a big old group wash.
Oh, well, you disappeared. Right. I guess it's my turn to share. There you go. We have skin tone down. I do like speed paints. They be easy shit to use.
They are looking good, mate.
They're just so effortless. And I'll tell you what, they do suit these metal models really well. As I say, the only thing I'm going to do probably, I'm going to use standard acrylics for things like hair and beards. Because they don't, like, these speed paints lack the punch and definition to do small things like beards and moustaches. And obviously, I really want to get some of the Army Painter Speed Paint Metallics. Because the internet says they're brilliant. And I hate having to revert to using standard metallics for the metals on my speed painted models. Because I've only got the first gen shit. So I really do need to expand my paint collection with some of them.
I mentioned I was extending it. I haven't confirmed nor denied. So fuck off.
Fucking hell. The character assassination carries on in the fucking chat. Right, guys. While David's still got any kind of fucking life left. We better call
Next week, boys and girls, you may see me take a toaster bath.
it. Look, we think we've done a pretty good job of talking about movement in war games. We've probably missed loads of stuff. And the thing is, we've probably missed loads of edge cases and weird situations that some games do really well and other games do badly. But do you know what? Get in the chat, get in the comments below, and put in your thoughts on movement in wargamings. What wargaming system has a brilliant movement system? We've all got to go and research Crossfire now. Because apparently that's got the best one ever. So, yeah, join in the conversation. And with that,
Is this where on the way out we do our really cringy fucking who remembers it from the early 2000s, boys and girls? The I like the way you move.
I
Citron
like the
advert.
way you move. No, because that's really sad. But I'll tell you what we can do. We can say, move along there, chat. And thank these people, our co-stars over on the right-hand side of your screen. Thank you very much for being with us tonight and, you know, contributing as you guys do tirelessly every week to the show. We appreciate and salute you all. If you're watching along later on YouTube, thank you as well. Please, everybody, if you can do one thing, click that little like button. It only takes a mouse click and it does help with YouTube, which is not really going to be pushing two twats talking for 2 hours on the internet. Don't like it. If you want to do the other stuff, share, comment, subscribe, then yay, fucking brilliant. Do what you want. It's your YouTube. Use it how you want to do it. And with that, I think we are out of here till next week. So let's move along.
See you.
Look at him with his black glove. That's a bit sinister, isn't it? Ugh. It's only on one hand as well.
Well,
What's he doing with that?
I'm about to go sort some 3D printing out. So
You can't have a rubber glove on one hand and then have it out of shot, because that's just really creepy.
It's another Thursday night. I see Crispin's wearing tights. Sparrow's getting in the bath. Young David's full of wrath. Paula's tightening his straps. Where on his apron you saps. Technical difficulties. They're really such a crime. Technical difficulties. They happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese meat is on day release. Damn silk tries not to crease. Ewoks keeping nice and warm. In bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening up the can. Technical difficulties. They're really such a crime. Technical difficulties. They happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese Bee is on day release. Damn Silk tries not to crease. The Ewoks keeping nice and warm. In bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. 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 Kiss Me is on day release. Damn me up tries not to crease. And Ewok's keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can.